What's going on, internet? It is your boy Eric Bandholz back again with another awesome episode from Beardbrand, and today I'm going to help you get your mind right when it comes to your beard and hair and whatever kind of grooming you want to be doing right now. Now, during our style journeys, we always go through these ebb and flows of emotions. We talk about, how we're feeling, how things are going. And when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we may want one thing and we see a different thing. And that evokes us to make changes. Typically, if we're not satisfied with where we're at now, we want to make immediate changes into something else. Now, it's those immediate changes that may end up with you having a little bit of regret down the road. You see, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to grow long hair or to grow a beard or to get a style that you're looking for. And that immediate trimming or shaving could end up really setting you back a bit. Now, the first rule when it comes to shaving off your beard or cutting your hair back pretty far is never, and I mean never, do it while you're drunk or do it while you are depressed. See, when you're depressed, you have like this chemical imbalance going on. It's telling you one thing about life and you should be doing this and you suck and you're in misery and all this stuff. But when you're at your normal level, when you're at your normal self, and when your chemical balances are all in line, you don't think that way. You think differently. You think positively. You love yourself. You love the person you're looking at in the mirror. But when you're depressed, the person looking back at you in the mirror is a completely different person. And you don't always feel that person looking back is the person that you love. So definitely avoid doing any kind of drastic changes when you're depressed. Now, when you're drunk, of course, you probably can't even operate scissors or trimmers when you're drunk. Even if you could, it's just not going to look good. Like if you thought you could trim well, it's just not going to look good. Besides that, your mind's not right. That's why you can't sign contracts when you're drunk. You're just not making good decisions. And let me tell you, I've made some bad decisions after a few beers before. So take it from me. Don't trim up if you've been drunk or depressed. Now, if you are in the right state of mind and you're positive, you're happy, you like looking in the mirror and you want a little bit of change, the best thought process is to give yourself a day of thought for every month that you've been growing. So you've been growing for a month, give it a day. You've been growing for 6 months, give it 6 days. Give it about a couple of weeks if you've been growing for a year or so. Because the reality is hey, if I've been growing for 2 weeks and I want to shave it off in an impulse, it's only going to take 2 weeks to grow back. But if I've been growing for a year and in an impulse I want to shave it off, well, tough luck, buddy. You got to wait a whole nother year to get back to where you were. So you've slept on it. You know the decision's right. You're ready for change. Cool. That's when you know you're in the right spot to trim your beard, to level it up, to do what you need to do. Now, a lot of guys have this tendency to shave it all off, or especially with the beard. They want to shave the beard off after growing for a certain period of time. Now think about it. If you grow your hair out, you typically don't just completely bake it. You trim it down to a different style. And you can do the same thing with your beard, with your facial hair. You don't have to only grow and then cut it completely shave. There's more options than that. You can layer it up. You can go to a barber. You can get different beard styles. There are different beard styles. You can go with a hard line. You can go with a rounded line. You can go with a short beard, big mustache. You can go with short mustache, big beard. There's hybrid beard styles. We've done all sorts of videos. There's tons of options out there. You've got the facial hair. You've grown it out. Don't limit yourself by only thinking that shaving is the only option. Now, if this is your first time deciding to make the trim or deciding to make the cut, you got to have realistic expectations for what's going to happen. The reality is, when you trim your beard, it's going to get shorter. And I think a lot of guys actually get shocked by the fact of how much shorter the beard is going to look when it's finally trimmed. A lot of guys are going to blame the barber for doing a hack job and taking the beard too short, but that's really what you need to do to get a good looking beard in a lot of cases. So if you're going to trim, it's typically going to be shorter and higher than where it is. Another thing that it just kind of happens that way. it's my opinion that a maintenance trim, the best policy for that is get your pair of scissors and do it on a daily basis where you get kind of the long stragglers out of the way. And then that way you're not going to be dealing with these really enormous big changes that you may see from a barbershop. But here's the thing too, guys. If you did shave, if you did cut it down, and if it is shorter than you want it to be, it grows back. Okay? It's not the end of the world. You've got a little bit more time invested, but you've learned from it. You've learned what you like, what you don't like, and how long it takes to get there. So there's no worries, guys. It'll be all right. Thanks as always for watching. Until the next one, cheers and beard on.